the world's oldest shear sharpener. Why am I out here in Southern California, beautiful weather, early in the morning, visiting Mitch Chadnow, who I consider is the world's oldest shear sharpener? Well, it started a few months ago when my channel, which is entirely different than this, and if you've never watched my videos, you'll see they're almost all sharpening tutorials. Me in my office, and I've never really done interviews like I've done this weekend. It started when my channel started making some money, and I enjoy it so much. It's like, I'd like to take this money and invest it back in the channel. So first of all, when I post a new video, I don't monetize it, so it's only later on I monetize it. I did a survey on my YouTube channel, and I said, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to have better lighting, better sound, better cameras? What would you like to see me improve? And by and large, they wanted me to go visit sharpeners. So Mitch was my first choice. Why? I really like Mitch and his wife. I've met them 2 or 3 times, but I've never been to their location out here, and my expectations were quite different than what I found to be. They're a sweet Messianic Jewish couple. I'd grown to love them, but you get the impression that if someone is still 85 years old out there working, that they're probably desperately poor and would love to retire but just can't. So I mean, people I've known that were that age, that was kind of their attitude. Oh, I've got to keep working. You meet them at the Walmart when you go in, the greeters. And that's not him. That's not so. And you'll see as this video progresses. But the other thing that led up to this was just, I don't believe in coincidences. Just things come together as a God thing. So last weekend, we're at the Brenner Brothers show there in Atlanta. And I'll show some footage here. And we had Tommy Brown sharpening for us at the show. And people drop off the shears, pick them up, and one of the people forgot to pick up his shears. So I'm texting him, and he's like, I'm already on the airplane, I can't get my shears. And guess where he lived? Right here in this area. So we got to deliver the shears to him. Mitch was able to get a new account, and he gave Mitch a $40 tip for bringing him his shears. So I thought that was kind of cool. And that was coincidence number 1, if you want to call it coincidence. Coincidence number 2 was I posted on your dog's barking. I'm in their patio. I don't want to wake them up. I get up a lot earlier than Mitch and Connie. Probably hear me talking. But number 2 was I posted on Facebook that I was coming here, and Judy Brenner says, oh, that's my winter home. Same town as Mitch. She knew exactly where his house was, and she did an interview with him. She came to the house, just asking him some wonderful questions. Then she came by a barbershop he was sharpening at and asked him some more questions. You don't know who Judy Brenner is? She's the publisher of the Sharpener's Report, which is the largest reaching publication for sharpeners in the USA, maybe the world. So you may want to, I'll put some links below if you want to subscribe to it. The newsletter emailed out is free, but then once a year she has an amazing publication that she mails out that has the pricing, where she does a survey of everybody across the country. This is not sponsored by her or anything. I'm just love her publication. So that was coincidence number 2. Coincidence number 3 was I'm sitting on the plane and I meet the gentleman coming over here. I always meet the most amazing people on the plane. The other person I met on my second leg was a very famous musician. If I said his name and the group he's with, you know who it is. And I'm not going to get into that because I'm not a name dropper person. But Matthew, which was the first person I met, undoubtedly he had practice in giving interviews, and he gave me all sorts of ideas for interview questions, because really I was a little panicking about this because I've never shot. This is almost like a documentary of my trip here. I'm going to get into my story. Mitch picks me up at the airport when I saw his neighborhood and his house. he's doing this because he loves to sharpen, and he loves to work, and he loves to be with people. And you're going to see that as this video progresses.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, this works out good.
Yeah, there we go.
And the reason I'm here,
Yes, is because
I really love you, Mitch.
I love you too.
Your wife's right over there in the corner. I don't want her to know.
She can't hear me.
She can't. Yeah, nobody can hear you. That's why we got you mic'd up. You've got such a soft voice.
I don't normally have a soft voice. And when I yell, it feels like I'm screaming.
Well, I'm being totally selfish by coming all the way here to Palm Springs. Somebody has to do it.
Oh, no, you didn't go up, so you came to Indio.
Indio. I'm in Indio.
You're an
That's
Indio
right.
girl. You and alias Susan.
He's talking about Judy Brenner, who met us and interviewed him. Her article will probably come out before this YouTube video.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. And she was fascinated by you and Connie. Got their whole romance love story. I don't know if she'll repeat all that, but
That's a fun story.
yeah, we might get into it.
Maybe.
But first of all, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mitch Chadnow. I live in Indio, California, which is just 25 miles east of Palm Springs. Been in the desert 23 years. Married to my beautiful wife, Connie, for very soon to be 37 years in May.
And I wrote down all kinds of questions. I even got more talking to a guy on the plane coming over.
Oh, good. So I got to go talk to the guy on the plane?
Yeah, the guy on the plane gave me some extra questions, and I jotted those down.
Okay, do I get to talk to him?
No, I didn't even get his... I did get his name, Matthew. I told him I would mention his name in the video.
Okay.
Thank you, Matthew, for the extra questions.
There you go.
But what makes... There's a lot of things that makes Mitch really fascinating to me. Number one, I'm getting old, and sometimes I need inspiration.
And I'm getting older.
You're a little bit older than me.
Yeah, squishy bit.
So I'm calling you the world's oldest shear sharpener. And you probably are, as far as one that's actually going in the salons on a daily basis.
Which we did yesterday and today.
Yeah. Tell them about what the sharpening we did yesterday and what we did today.
We drove 100 miles yesterday to Blythe, California, which is on the Arizona border. And we sharpened 7 pair of shears in the salon.
He says he did.
I sharpened 7 pair of shears in the salon. And then we drove home and we were exhausted. It was just a long day.
And hot.
Very hot. And then today was even hotter. And today we drove, actually it was close to the house. We did 4 pair of shears. I did 4 pair of shears. And then we drove out to Morongo Valley to deliver a pair of shears that a guy left at one of the shows. So it's been a long 2 days.
Well, how many days do you normally work a week?
If the salons are open and busy, then I'll do 4 to 6 days a week. Preferably I will work 4 days a week. But right now everything with the way everything happened with COVID and what's going on with, we're in a climate where it's snowbirds, they're just coming into the desert now. So business has not really been great here.
So how old are you?
I'm 85 years old. I turned 85 in January of this year. And I've been working since I'm 13 years old.
Any plans to stop?
Not until good Lord tells me that I can't. I'll work until I can't work anymore. That's what when I was 13 years old and I started working, I decided that I liked working. I still like working. And I'll work as long as I can until I can't work anymore. And then that's when I'll quit. But right now I have no plans to stop working at all.
Now, you haven't always been a sharpener. You've done a lot of different things. Tell me about some. I know you can't tell all of them. This will be too long of a video.
We don't have that many days.
No. But tell me some of the things, some of the more interesting things you've done.
I was a jeweler for almost 30 years. I used to sell fine jewelry and do trunk shows in retail stores and sell the fine jewelry to retail stores. And I love the business. It just got to be too dangerous, so I got out of the business. But I've driven a truck. I was in the janitorial business. I've done multi-level marketing, which I hated. That was the one thing I hated the most. But if there's something to do, I'll find a way to do it.
All the different jobs, have any of those influenced or helped you in this business that you're in now, sharpening?
No, the thing that I find dealing with people is it's just, I love people, and it's easy to deal with them in most cases, most people. Most of the people I've met in the sharpening business are as terrific as the people that were in the jewelry business. So I just enjoy working with them. People are people. If you treat them nice, they'll treat you nice, and that's one of the great things that my wife always teaches me is you give what you get. You give back what you give out, and she's terrific. So that really helps.
And explain to everybody why so many people call you the Rose Man.
When I started in the business, the company that I worked for in the very beginning, they used to give out roses, wooden roses, as knowing that you had your shears sharpened. And so I've just developed that into roses in different colors and so forth. And everybody who gets their shears sharpened winds up getting a rose for their spouse or for their girlfriend or something like that. But it's just my trademark saying thank you very much, I appreciate it, and here's a rose for you.
And that's why you had the rose on your business card.
Right.
And I saw you today, we were at barbershops, and you were giving roses to the barbers. How do they feel about you giving them a rose?
Most of the guys I've been doing business with I've been doing their shears for years, and they'll put them up above their mirrors or their posters on the wall, or they'll take them home for their wife or their girlfriend.
And I'm going to cut away right here when I edit this, and I'm going to show them a barber is talking about how he knew you from the time he was 19 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, Mario.
My name is Mario Hernandez, and I'm a barber here in Black, California. When I graduated from barber school back in 2012, I was 18. When I turned 19, I actually met him here, and I'm 31 now. So I've met him since then, and if I go back, to Palm Desert, or if if I call him, he comes down here. If I go over there, and he's the only guy that I ever dealt with. I've had other guys come over here, and try to talk down on him and stuff, and I was like, "Damn, man," I was like, "I'm good, I'm okay." I said, I already have somebody, so.
So what is it special about Mitch?
And it's just.
Remember, I'm listening.
It's not even a friendship. It's more like it's more like a bond, and it's like I call him and he comes down, and every time I get a hold of him, it's always easy to meet, and it's one thing meeting him in the beginning, but actually to deal with him and to be around him, and say if I go out there, then we always say like meet me here, meet me there, and it's always very easy to be with to deal with him, and so.
So do you know how old Mitch is? Has he ever told you?
No, I forgot.
You want to guess? Yeah, let him guess. How old do you think he is?
60. He's like 21.
61?
No, it says 60. I said no. I said no. He's 21.
Yeah, close.
Close.
I just turned 85.
Oh, you turned 85?
Yep.
Oh.
January.
This, and then for all of us here in town, and anytime that he's coming down, I always try to say, try to gather everybody up and be like, hey, this guy's coming down. For the people that don't know him, the other business owner that I went to this morning, she said, she said that they would get other people that would go into her business and try to do the same service. And I said, no, this is the guy that I deal with, and he's been coming to me for years, and he's the only person that I, recommend, that I go to. So, so that's always one thing. He's the one person that I always deal with.
So the guy on the plane told me to ask you, are there some really interesting or famous people you've met over the years, and especially living here in this area with a lot of celebrities?
Most of our celebrities and people we've known, we met when we lived in Los Angeles. We've been here in the desert 23 years. We know Pat Boone. We know good old, what's his name?
Good old what's his name?
You'd
Yeah.
have to edit that. Smokey Robinson, I know.
Okay.
I used to sit with him in the Little League games when the girl that I was dating at that time, her son played Little League, and so he would sit. I'd sit right next to him. Pat Boone. Just nice people.
And you've got a little background in sports, right? I learned that just.
Well, when I was in the Navy, I played baseball for the Navy. I was a catcher, and the Angels wanted to sign me to a contract when I got out of the service. So they asked the Navy if they could accommodate me and have me play on one of the teams in the Navy, so that I could stay in good shape and be ready when I got out of the service. When I got out of the service, I tried out with the Angels. They offered me a contract to play Class C League in Bakersfield. And the problem was I was married and had I had 2 children and one on the way. And there just wasn't enough money in it for me. So I was just blessed to have that opportunity. And I said, thank you very much, but no thank you.
And you've been quite a golfer, too.
Yes, I played golf for a long time. I was a 19 handicap for 11 handicap for 19 years. I've won a couple of club championships. I have had 4 hole-in-ones. My wife's had a hole-in-one. And it's a great, but I haven't played in about 3 years.
Well, do you think all this sports has helped keep you so healthy that you're still able to work at age 85? Or?
I would think so. I think that the more things that you keep your body in shape with and keep doing, and I love sports, and so yeah, I would think that would be.
You're still going to the gym though, right?
I go 3 days a week to the gym at least.
All right, so we had a guy the other day call the office, and he was 77 years old, I think he was, and he was thinking about getting into sharpening, and he said, "But I'm too old." How would you answer him?
You're only old if that's what you think. If you want to do it and you think you've got the energy and so forth to do it, by all means go ahead and give it an effort. It's not the easiest without an effort to do, the job to do, but I've been doing it for now, how long? 11 years? Mm-hmm. And I love it. And I love the idea when I take a pair of scissors that have been dropped and bent the blade or put a nick in the blade, and I can go through and sit down and get the nick out of the blade, and then put those shears back to pretty much like they were when they were brand new. So I like that idea.
Any valuable lessons you'd like to share with us that you've learned over your years of experiences?
I think the most valuable lesson that I can tell you is that when you meet somebody, treat them like they're a real person, that you're not better than them, that you're on equal footing, and if you treat them nice, they're going to treat you nice, and you're going to have a nice relationship.
Everybody wants to know what got you into sharpening shears. How did this come about?
A friend of my wife's, they were having lunch one day, and her husband was sharpening shears, and she worked for a major hair company, and so she said he doesn't want to do it anymore, or he hurt his neck or whatever, and she thought it might be something, because I'm really shy, you can tell that so she thought maybe it might be something that I'd want to do. So we contacted the company that he was working for at that time, and they said, yeah, they were interested in talking to me. So I went all the way to Arizona and trained with them for a week and started out sharpening shears, just banging on doors and trying to find customers. It turns out that well, it was a long story with that company. Anyhow, things happened to a point where I needed to make a change, and I contacted Bonnie, and I flew to Atlanta, Georgia, and bought the machine, bought the scissors and everything, and set up business. And I've been with her 6 years.
Yeah, about 6 years.
About 6 years. So it depends. You can do whatever you want to do if you really want to do it.
Connie, you think of anything I need to have him say on camera?
What's that, dear?
Anything I need to have him say on camera?
Anything you need to say?
Have me say on camera.
Yeah, come sit here.
Well, I can't stay for
I
long.
know you
but-
can't stay for long because why can't you stay for long?
Because I'm in the
she's
middle
making
of
dinner.
She's in the middle of making a meatloaf and cooking and making mashed potatoes, and
And-
y'all have treated me so well here.
Well,
Well,
you're
of
family to
course.
us.
Yeah, we love you and we appreciate your input on all of the shear sharpening stuff.
Well, I've had a delightful time here, and we're just family, right?
Right?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's so right. And I'm so proud of my guy because he does a fabulous job. And that's what I hear from everybody.
Well,
Okay.
I know he fell and he broke vertebrae,
Yeah.
arm, and he was wanting to get out of it, and he told me you said no. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, I said, what are you talking about? You do a great job. Don't get rubbed on that. It's too good.
Unfortunately, I fell in January of last year and ruptured 2 vertebrae,
Yeah.
and
That was
it's
a
made
bummer.
it's made it difficult.
And
Yeah.
that's why he's using the cane, and he looks like he's hurting because he is.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
To
you
some
encouraged
extent.
him. Yeah.
He has had help. They did do a special treatment for him, and that helped a lot. But it still has some pain there. So, oh well. But he likes helping people.
And I
doing
don't
good.
give up easy.
No, you don't. You're not a quitter.
Nope.
But now that's one thing I will say, because we trained 2 people the weekend you came.
That's right. Me and John.
You and John. John never did it, and you have been very successful. And I think the main reason is your wife, and maybe the other person's wife.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
right.
Yeah, I'm sure she had a lot to do with him. Yeah, but my wife has always been very supportive of what I do.
And vice versa.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But anyway, guys,
She has to go
Go
feed
cook.
I
us.
gotta go mash my potatoes and do my apple stuff that I'm making for
I
you.
want that recipe. I want the recipe. And
Okay.
I think I'm going to turn this
Oh,
off.
oh, I'm sorry.
Did you hear it?
Okay.
Yeah, of
Bye,
course.
everybody.
Bye.
Sorry.
Nice knowing you.
Nice knowing you.
So that was all there was to it. That wasn't that hard, was it?
No.
No. I'll come back and... if y'all want me to come back and shoot another one, put in the comments what questions you have for Mitch, and I'll make sure he answers them. Because I want an excuse to come back, okay?
You don't need an excuse to come back. Your bed is ready for you.
I'm at the age a lot of my friends are retiring. And I'm like, should I retire? Should I not? And I really didn't want to. I needed to come out here and spend some time with Mitch. I really needed to. So hope you enjoy this little documentary interview. And if you like these types of videos, let me know. If you know someone you want me to go visit, I got my new TSA pre-flight thing, and I'll go.